Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And look who I have is Lena Rodriguez.
Lena Rodriguez coming to you all the way from Australia.
The next day. In the future. It always boggles my mind, too. I can't get my head wrapped around it.
That's so weird.
I know. Well, and also we usually have Linda with us, but Linda is busy throughout the holidays. So she said hit her up after, in January. So she'll be back with us then. So you guys don't know that we just didn't kick Linda off the screen.
She is a busy, hardworking woman.
she really is. I completely enjoy all of her things, and she, all of the collaborations that she does with all of the people. I really enjoy that as well.
Yes,
I think it's really important to bring new readers in, and at least give everybody an opportunity to listen to them, see if they have anything that they want. I think it's really important to support them. So
yeah, it's brilliant.
Before we get all started, so what's been going on your channel, and how have you been?
Oh, I've been good. So Tarot Down Under is purring away, and it's a source of joy and sanity for me. People think this is a bit of a one-way thing, that, we're out there calming people down and helping them cope. It's a two-way street. You guys are amazing, and we do share a lot of overlap of audiences. So I just want to take this chance. Big shout out to you all. Thanks for being there.
Absolutely. We do. It's like everybody's following everybody's.
Yeah.
we kind of share everybody's subscribers, that is for sure. So do you have, I think it was maybe a week or so ago, you had another one of your videos where you just did a rant. I love your rants.
Well, as an Australian, we swear a lot. And one of the things I struggled with on YouTube when I first started was not swearing, right? If you look at some of my early videos, it's like I'm talking like a kindergarten teacher, because I'm so trying not to swear. And so occasionally I've decided to go ad-free and just say what I want to say, how I want to say it, So they're fun. I'm going to do those once a month. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too.
Lena Unchained. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, what happens is I work until midnight, and you usually post like an hour before I get off of work. And so my ride home, I'm listening to your videos on my ride home. Yep. I was like,
that's brilliant.
Lena on my ride home. All right.
Oh, that is so good to hear. Oh, cute.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, my outlet is TikTok. You can say whatever you want on TikTok, cuss, all of it.
Oh, good.
I don't get paid on TikTok, of course, but I have a little channel there that you can just go, because I too.
No, I haven't even touched TikTok, but I will now. I'll check you out.
It's a lot of fun on TikTok. It's very addictive, so just be careful about that. But they post up, they are really good. If there's breaking news, they're on it. They're on it. I mean, if you ever wanted to know what breaking news or whatever's going on, they will post it right fast. So that's the one I like. So anyways, I actually got these books from Deborah Lupine. Do you know Deborah Lupine is Lupine or Lupine? I may be saying it wrong. However, she has a YouTube channel. She does the Akashic Records. She goes into the Akashic Records, and she teaches how to do that. So she has 2 books out right now. This one right here, and I'll post up the information on the bottom. This one right here is really great. The yellow you can barely see, but it says The Path to Hearing Angels and Guides, 21 Day of Meditation. So what she has here is like a little workbook and a little a meditation thing that you can do to
sweet.
To do that. And here's another one that she has done is a 21-day meditation challenge workbook, which is fabulous. I've looked through this as well. And what you do is like the first day 3 of your journal. So you read this, meditate, and then you write down whatever it is that came through on your meditations.
Oh, great idea.
It is a really nice little like a workbook and journal, and it keeps that practice going. And then you can find these on, if you can see her face, you can kind of see her face, you know who she is. These little lights, maybe if I turn that
the light's too bright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah. You can see her. You can get them off of Amazon.com or just literally Google that, and you can find a place where you can get those. But I really found these to be just brilliant little workbooks. I just wanted to give her a good shout out on that. And I'll try to remember to post that information up down below. So there you go. A little support for our other readers and our authors that have their books. So okay, so here we go. So we have a few things. So one of the people that I wanted to read on was the DA, Jackie Johnson. She was the DA in the Aubrey case. Is it how you say his name? Aubrey case. Who the three that just got convicted. She was accused of altering or manipulating or doing something wrong in the case prior to. It was almost like it didn't even come to them having any criminal charges because she obstructed. That's what the word is. She obstructed, and she just got indicted for that. So let's read on her and see how well she's going to be doing.
Wow, because that's a really big deal. And obviously, the majority of these cases don't get this publicity, don't go anywhere. And you wonder how much of it is down home prosecutors and judges just not pushing the case forward, you know. So this is important. What's her name? Jackie
Johnson. Jackie Johnson is the DA in Georgia. Makes a lot of sense. And it sounds like somebody, I just watched, Jackie sent me a link to a YouTube thing where he was talking about that she's done this before. So not only in this case, she has done it before. So let's see if she's going to be convicted. You know, where do they, if she goes to jail or to prison, I always wonder, where do they put,
they have special jails for convicted police, or at least in Australia, I'm sure it's the same. If you're a convicted police officer or someone of some, you know, obviously high risk, prosecutors, judges,
I think if
they have a special facility.
I don't think that's fair. You know why I think that's not fair? I think it keeps it like, you know, you're going to go to a special spa place.
Oh, exactly. Right?
If you know that you're going to go and live amongst the criminals and that you have convicted, I think that's a bigger incentive than to be on the right side of the law.
Yeah, it's tricky because the system has a responsibility to keep, you know, prisoners alive. But maybe it should be that they can choose. You can have 30 days in the general population or 20 years on your own in the deluxe. Your call.
That's exactly right. Like 30 days over here with these guys or 20 years. You know dang well it's always going to be 20 years. This is true.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what's going to happen with her.
Yeah, this one. Prosecutor in Georgia. So we have to check out her past in this. Ooh. Yeah.
Money.
I was just going to say money.
Money.
Wow. Better solve it. Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, go for it, hon.
I think what's going to happen with her, first of all, I'm really confident in saying this is not the first time. This was not, you know, an odd thing. This is how she operates. And for a long time, she's had a closed shop, I'd say, with a certain players. That'd be high police, other magistrates, other judges, you know, that prosecutorial world has been up to this for a very long time. Now, money here, it was worth her while because it wasn't a moral leap for her. I don't think she ever was a very moral person. This is just someone, how can I use my position to make my life more comfortable? And if you're learning tarot, I often think with this Nine of Cups, which is strictly speaking a card about emotional satisfaction and things, to me, it's a crossover card. It always comes across as pentacles.
Right.
You know, and I think some cards do that, they cross over. So she's got the habitual connection with these people. How can it serve me? How can I have a comfortable life? And just in case that wasn't enough, I think she was an out and out YouTube entertainment only. I think she's worse than I thought. I thought she just might be, you know, a little blind in certain cases, protecting police instinctively, like a knee-jerk thing. But it's not like that at all. This is my card of the mercenary. I think she really milked this, and I suspect what they're going to find when push comes to shove, not only has she done this before, but that money has changed hands before. And I don't think even those who are going for her, they're the ones who are strategically laying out the ground. It's not easy to charge a prosecutor in Georgia, I'm sure. I think even they are going to be amazed at what they turn up, actual money changing hands. And I'm hoping this means justice will prevail, and it not only will prevail for her, but it's going to shed light on a lot of other states and this behaviour. It's so entrenched.
I 100% agree with you on that. I also have that first step in two paths, right? She's acting legally. I'm the DA.
Yeah.
She has another path behind her where she has her obligation to her people who she is contributing. It's almost like the cultness, right? I'm in front as a DA, but behind me I'm having what is it called? Clan meetings, right? And so those two paths and those decisions that she is doing, because I get the conflict of her job and the conflict of the people she's hanging out with. Conflict. I too got the Ace of Pentacles, money, and that I got the Sun, that like that is going to be the highlighter where they find out what's going on and the money and chase the money. I also have the Ten of Wands. It's almost like she knew these guys that killed him, and she was not going to go against them. It's almost like, yeah, I just saw you in a meeting Thursday, and now you killed a black guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's exactly what it feels like with her.
It was so ordinary.
Yes.
To her.
Like, oh, we can't. Oh, you know, of course they are.
Lucky you rang me. Yeah. I'll make it disappear.
Yes, lucky you have me on your team. Yeah. The Ten of Wands, that burden and responsibility of hiding it, getting it out of there, because I also have that romantic proposal. She is in love with the white guys that killed the black guy, right? So she has a loving reunion with that. It's just getting more disgusting as my job. So yeah, that stalemate, she had to do something. It was public then. Stalemate. And then it talks about the message in the free spirit, freed to find out what she did. All of a sudden, her Pandora box is now open. She can't put it back in.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with her. And I don't see, you know, the conviction right here, but I see the information that's coming out because of the indictment.
Me too. Oh. I could have gone further and seen that, but let's watch this unfold, because this is a lot bigger than one bent bunny.
Yes, awful.
Gasp.
I want her general population. Why can't we have a vote? I want her in general population. I want her to
that's right.
face her people.
Yeah.
That's gross. All right. So next on the list is Brexit. So I'm gonna hand it over to you and give us a little snippet about Brexit.
Okay, guys. We have viewers all over the world, so it's important to keep an eye on Brexit, because it is the American elections and Brexit are the two big drivers of what's going on globally for most first world countries, right? So Brexit is important for everyone to know about because it's the extension of MAGA thinking, right? So Trump got in going, we'll bring back our steel, we'll bring back our coal. That's always popular on the ground, right? But not achievable because we're all part of really complicated global supply chains. But you can say it and then blame everyone else for it not happening, right?
Yes.
So there's a real parallel between MAGA and Brexit. And it's not just an abstract connection. You had Bannon, you had the Koch brother who's still surviving, you have Rebecca Mercer, Cambridge Analytica, all the people who gave birth to misinformation on the scale that we now see it in America. Those same people caused the festering for Brexit that pushed, because it was a very close election, only 2% different or 3% or something. What pushed people over the line were the lies. So what the Brexit people said was, you know what? If we leave Brexit, we'll have £350 million a week to put back into the health system. They just made up these figures in the night, just rubbish figures, you know. People went, oh, that's good, you know. And they said to the fishermen, you know, you're fishing in British waters. These should be your fish. You know, yeah. So all the fishermen voted for Brexit, only to find that they only sold 10% of their fish to their own mob. The 90% went to Europeans. So now they've lost 90%, 90, of their market. And they're going, well, we were lied to, right? The same with the farmers who are getting EU subsidies, right? Oh, you don't want to be told by someone else how to milk your cow. You know, you just vote for Brexit. It's your cow and your same thing. 90% of their trade is lost. So Brexit was always going to be a failure. It couldn't not be a failure. And now it's looking like it is. And it's worse than people thought. I mean, I was saying 4 years ago it'd be a disaster, so it's not news. But I'd like to have a look because now the stats are, if there was another Brexit vote tomorrow, people wouldn't vote for Brexit, right? That's what's interesting to me, is they've realised they can't get medical supplies in. Everything costs more. They're earning less, you know. So I want to look at the next 3 years and see whether they're going to get on top of it in some way or what's going to happen.
How long is this Brexit going to last, and when would be the next election or option?
Well, there won't. It's a done deal now. Okay, they were in the EU, the European Union, for 40 years. So it was a big deal to turn your back on 27 countries you've been dealing with for 40 years. No, we don't need you anymore, right? So, of course, they've got to renegotiate every pint of milk, every leather jacket, every car wheel, everything has to be renegotiated from scratch with all these countries. It is crazy. So I'm saying it as a warning to other countries, right? That's why it's important to pay attention to Brexit. This is what happens. If Trump had been smarter and had more efficient people, this would be what would be happening in America. Fortunately, he's really useless, chaotic, and, you know, fails to get anything done. So lucky you can still breathe. Okay, but let's have a look. Brexit in the next 3 years. Brexit in the next 3 years. Brexit in the next 3 years.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, doka.
Go for it.
What have you got? Huh? Oh, will I go for
I
it?
can
What
go
have you
for
got?
it. You want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah, you go for it.
Well, I got the King of Wands, that burn leader. That was that visionary that comes through. My cards always give me a little bit of a backstory, but it was it was self-imposed. You know, that self-imposed information, that self-imposed that you guys could have broke free, but you didn't. And then the misinformation, the Ten of Swords, people of steam. And then you have the Emperor at the bottom, where it's that strong foundation, but they're not feeling it. They're, you know, that strong foundation. This is what they expected, but this is what they got. I also have the Four of Pentacles with that stinginess. The people who are getting rich, who are rich, are getting richer. Who were poor, they're getting poorer, because I hear that I had the Four of Swords underneath that. Like, time out, what's going on? When, you know, we need something. I also have that people are back there trying to reevaluate this. They're trying to figure out how to get out of it, because, you know, I need to stay in my own garden, but we need a new one. We need a new system. And the thing about it is the Seven of Cups, what really happened was the delusion of the whole thing. So I'm seeing in the next 3 years, they're like looking for assistance. I mean, it's like they're going to put like a stay on it and possibly add something to the Brexit. Like, this is Brexit, but now, you know how pills, like they do with the pills that you put in, if you take this for depression, you need this pill here to manage your depression. You know, they another
manage the side effects.
Yes, they're trying to do something else and maybe add something else. You know, like this is here, but they're going to add something else to help. But that's kind of how I see that they're trying to figure out how to counteract everything. Like an amendment. There we go. There's the word. They're going to get some amendments in that.
Right. Well, good luck. So mine start with the vision too. You know, this is the hope, the glory, the empire. You know, we can give it back to you. But High Priestess, it was hidden. The moon, hidden. You know, it was totally, this is a wall of lies here. You know, total wall of lies. And so it became this crappy compromise that they're now left to deal with. So many people voted to get out of Brexit because they didn't like the red tape, the bureaucracy of being part of Europe. They haven't seen red tape yet. You know, they're going to drown in red tape, because they've got to do it, instead of doing it once, they have to do it every time, you know, anything happens. And this is what managers and stuff of supply chains are saying. This is a nightmare of bureaucracy.
Yes.
You know, and then because they were inefficient, these guys who made the money and just wanted the vote, and then they could do what they were doing, have not repaired a system to actually do this. So, you know, nothing's happening. Then it all crashes simultaneously. This is food, this is medicine, this is transport, this is storms, this is COVID, this is everything happening simultaneously. And most people are not that happy with it. I would suggest. They're going, how did this happen? You know, no. But that's only important if those same people, ordinary people, start to go on social media and say, look, I was sucked into Brexit. I totally believed we were going to be doing this. So put it out there, because people in every country are dealing with these sort of huge, wacky promises.
Yes.
We are a global community. In everything it means that's awful and everything it means that's fabulous. We are global citizens.
It affects everybody.
We have to start thinking as global citizens.
I always think of it, tell everybody it's like just like a tsunami. You know, an earthquake happens 1,000 miles away. A tsunami is going to hit you over here. It affects everything.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So onward. Let's do is the January 6th committee going to get the paperwork, the you know, Trump has been trying to hide and divert and all of that, all of the information and all of the, you know, whatever it's called. I can't think of the name of it right now, but he's been trying to keep the January 6th Commission from getting all of that information. And it doesn't look promising, but I want to read on it and see if we actually get it this Friday or not.
Yeah. Will they get the paperwork?
Will they get the paper, the information, the paperwork, all of it, timelines? That has got to be, that is, you know, I'm going to be so disappointed if there's really not much in there, because he's working so dang hard to keep them from getting it. And if a big old huge, you know, build up and all, and wah, wah, wah. I don't want that to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. Will they get the paper?
I want it to be juicy.
Yes. Juice and slime. We want juice and slime.
Delicious and juicy. Let's see, because I think his timeline, if somebody on this channel will correct me, but if you correct me, but I do remember, I think it's this Friday is his deadline, but he can't come up with nothing.
Yes. And the days are gone where you could just rush to the back room and put them in the paper shredder. You know, I mean, nothing's without a footprint now, you know.
Yeah, but apparently a lot of people kept a few notes. And a few recordings. What do you got?
Well, Chris, this is the war that's been going on about it. Right. So if we look at this card, the Five of Swords, this is the guy who's totally ruthless, and the others have fought with him right until now. They've won the battle, but now they're walking away. This says to me straight off the bat that other people, regardless of what he releases or his office releases, other people are releasing it. They want to remain anonymous. Who could blame them? Right. So there's your Moon card. It's not good news for Donald. This card came up again. But the two that are interesting is this, to me, the wedding card or the celebration or something, is to me a legal victory for those who have fought to get them. But they're only going to get so much. Right? Not totally wah-wah. It's sort of in between. I totally get where you're coming from, but it's not everything they wanted. But I don't know that they need everything. They've got so many bits of the jigsaw now. They only need
250 people have testified.
Yes. So it would be cleaner, better, nicer if it was all just delivered, you know, in a van. But I don't think we have to worry too much. Okay, what did you get, hon?
I agree. Sorry for interrupting you. I was just
no.
So excited. I also have balancing the forces. So balancing the forces and the truths. So I got the and then the steady progress right here. Well, it's more like the subconscious, the silent wisdom, the completion of this situation is coming to an end. All of the hard work of the down-to-earth motherly. This has always come up with the January 6th, the down-to-earth motherly. My lighting is. I don't know. Is it better or worse? I don't know.
You're sort of darker. Yeah.
There we go. Anyhow, it is the Queen of Pentacles at the down to earth. This has always been the January 6th commission for me. The down to earth, the motherly, like we're going to get it to the bottom of this. We're going to fix it. We're going to, we're taking care of the country. And so I also got the Eight of Pentacles, which is that talents turned over, the talents of the January 6th. It's like there's Trump, and then there's Trump's lawyers, but they are up against the January 6th committee, which is highly intelligent and knows what they're doing. You see what I mean? Trump's lawyers are an extension of his stupidity. You know, they can't
that's a really good way of putting it.
They can't get it done, because the best card is at the end of his fight. Because I got the end of his steady progress. The end of his steady progress.
Wow, I love that. Love that.
Information is Hanged Man. Oh, I shouldn't be so. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be nice. I cannot wait until we get that information. So it's going to be nice. Probably Monday morning. Well, we're probably not going to hear anything for maybe a couple of days unless somebody leaks something.
Yeah.
But they're really good at leaking something really, really bad.
I'm sure something will emerge.
Yeah, they're really good at that. All right. So we have Lauren Bobabert. Lauren Bobblehead. She's our parasite here in Colorado. So
yeah, she's a local gal.
She's a little parasite that we've been trying to fumigate here in Colorado. However, I don't know if she, if she was going to be elected by the whole of Colorado, she'd be out, but she has her own little district. And over there on the western slope, we do have a whole bunch of gunslinging Trumpers over there. It's just unbelievable. It's because they can go hide in the mountains and they can, and hide their sins up in the mountains in their own houses and stuff like that, and on their own property. So it's really kind of disgusting, actually, what they do.
Yeah.
However, that's not all of them, just some of them, most of them. So what is the fallout from her with her recent shenanigans? And that's your word. Thank you. With her recent shenanigans, with what she has said about the other colleague. What was her name? Omar? Omar. Yeah, Omar. So let's see.
Because more and more of the grown-up GOP that are left, the half dozen of them or whatever, are truly getting embarrassed by her, So well, let's have a look. What's happening with her?
Yeah, let's see if
I just saw an article this morning, actually, and this is another point. The author of the article was saying, should she be censored for behaving so badly and crudely and stuff not befitting a person representing Americans? The problem is, if you waste time doing it, it won't change her. But if you don't do it, it means the bar just sinks and sinks and sinks,
I agree.
So she's, and Marjorie Taylor Greene are real problems. So what's Lauren?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I hope that they, but she keeps on getting in front of people in little tiny rooms, and she says her little rhetoric about things like this, and you hear the giggles in the room.
Yeah,
this is disgusting. You guys really think that's funny?
Hopefully there's 12 people in the room.
Yeah,
I hope there's not 10,000.
No, it's like a little tiny rooms.
It's probably her relatives, the ones who are still speaking to her.
The bar where she showed her boobs at.
And then there's the husband.
Yes, the one that shows his hoo-ha to little
Yes, exposed himself to young teenage girls in a bowling alley. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's happening? And American taxpayers are funding this.
Well, thank goodness there's the Republicans that are funding that most. Oh, go for it. You got something? Go for it.
Oh, yes, please. I'm not pulling many cards because I don't want to waste card power on her. But the Four of Swords, normally the card of retreat, blah, blah, but I want to draw your attention, viewers, to the stained glass window here that gets forgotten about a bit with the Four of Swords. And it represents an enigma or a puzzle to be solved. So that was my first card. What to do with Lauren Bergart, right? Yeah. It'd be different if she was bringing in huge numbers, but let's face it, like you say, it's sort of a cul-de-sac behind the hill, Loss and disappointment. This could be her own 22 supporters who realise she's not doing anything. Quite possible.
22.
We have here the false knight incarnation here. She is certainly the false knight. but I'm thrilled to report, final card, outcome card for Lauren Boatbutt, the Tower. And you know what? It could come in any form whatsoever. It might not just be older GOP or anything. It could be her husband next Saturday night doing something that's truly over the top. Could be her a bridge too far. But normally when we talk about the Tower, it's symbolic of things and things and things. I think this is a crash and burn card for her.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah. I also got the defending her territory. So she is going to have to defend her actions.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely gonna have to defend her actions. And we also have the satisfaction. So it shows up where some of the people were like satisfied with what she says, and you're like, they see no problems with it. Mm-hmm. However, what comes down to it when we talk about the Congress and stuff like that, the Five of Pentacles right here, she's gonna be put out into the cold. And not only is she going to be put out into cold, they're going to do it quickly. They really are. They are putting together something right now because of all of that. And then we have the innocent. The innocent wins the day. The Wheel of Fortune. The innocent, Omar, wins the day. Wins the fortune of all of her rhetoric. So whatever she is saying out there, and then they put her out into the pasture, and then Omar is the one that gets lifted up and going forward into all of that, which is really good. And then finally, we have the Star, which is bright prospect, meaning that there is going to be somebody behind her that's a brighter prospect, and get a balancing of the forces is going to happen in her district. So I don't think she's going to. I've never gotten that she's going to win again, ever.
No, and I don't think anything that we've seen today is way off. I think, within a few months, maybe.
Yep. Really soon. Once they get it going, she's going to be gone. And of course, she's going to get out on the stoop of the Capitol building. And this is called censorship. This is what they're doing.
Yeah.
This big, huge victim, and nobody cares.
Yes.
All right, so let's do the Republican future. Speaking of Lauren Boebert and all that, we have 22 coming around. So we have the January 6th commission with all of that information coming out. We have all the people who are being censored. The face of the Republican is Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Lauren Boebert. They can't even get anybody out front that's worthwhile listening to anymore. Yeah. So they have allowed we used to call this in retail, you're the face of our company.
Yes.
They allowed the face of the company to be the crazies.
Yes.
So let's see.
Rick DeSantis looks like a senior statesman compared with some of that.
You're talking, to Satan.
Yeah.
Of course, he had to kill thousands of people to go, look, see, herd immunity works.
Yeah, really.
Well, we kept all of our people. We kept all of our people alive over here. Yeah. And we did really well. Too.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Are we looking 2022? Well, we're biting the bullet looking at 2022.
Yeah, I don't want to go all the way to the election just yet because there's so much energy buildup.
Yeah, that's true. So
all out of that is, but I want to see what they're going to go through.
Yeah. So what's coming up next? Put it that way for the GOP. How are they going to deal with the next stint? Yeah. Because really, they need to reinvent themselves before 2022 election. So GOP, what are they looking at now with themselves?
What you get?
Well, in the center, the one nice card, because the question in my mind was, how do they see themselves going forward, And this is the card of the influential speaker. It used to be my Obama card. in fact, there's an irony here. They're looking for the next person. They're looking for their Obama, who I doubt very much is black, but they might be able to find one. Might be Candace Owens. But that's what they think they need to pull themselves together and to pull it all out of the fire. They need to find this person, the convincing speaker. At the moment, the auditions aren't going well.
Right? They are at a loss.
No. In the past, again, it's this contrived victimhood, right? Yes. Oh, look at what we've been through. We've been through so much, you know, that sort of thing, that professional victimhood. And that needs to be called out more by the Dems.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Talk about them as whingers, losers, and, victim, because they're always quick to put that on other people, but they're the ones who do it all the time. They're convinced they'll come up with a compromise. They've always been the party of pennies for the poor, so nothing's different there. So, in other words, how to keep the wealthy wealthy, how to keep these shutting up. Oh, no, you just put in an abortion law and you'll be fine, right? Yep. It's always worked, so that this is their business as usual card, right? But secretly, I would say each and every one of them is freaked out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they are.
I think they are. So when they get together, whether that's on the golf course or in a meeting or in the car, oh, look, it's all this, isn't it great? But this is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This is what they're really thinking at night. What did you get done?
Well, my first thought of all of this is how when you test spaghetti, you throw it up on the wall. If it sticks, it's ready.
Yeah, I have heard of this. I haven't done it.
This is an Italian thing. So what I'm thinking is they throw all their spaghetti on the wall and nothing's sticking. Everything that they have tried hasn't worked. And now one thing is that strife, that betrayal of all of their antics. They have tried so much. All of their antics, the betrayal of all of the stead and fast tricks and of the trade are not working anymore, because I see that delusional lover, the delusional lover, and this is the Knight of Cups, where it could be that delusional, that jealousy, that delusional lover that they're doing. So they have all of these unrealistic ideas that are just not sticking. I also have the Ace of Swords and the Hermit. Now I thought, well, that's a little weird, but it makes sense now, where it's talk about that mental clarity and the Hermit, meaning that you guys got to stop. You guys are not, take this down a notch. You guys are not doing any good at all. And you think that you're bringing mental clarity, but you're shutting people down with everything that you're doing in this country.
And these polls that keep coming out too, that 70% of Americans want some form of gun control, 70-something% of Americans want the infrastructure bill, 70-something% of Americans want this. They're not listening to that.
No, and I don't believe the polls on Biden one bit.
No.
Not at all.
Viewers, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't believe that one bit. I also have juggling finances and demands. They're losing a lot of money because of the judgment on them. They're losing tons and tons of money. So that because I said have stingy coming out and public victory, meaning that the public victory is like the stinginess. They're starting to see how you guys react and what you're doing, and how the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poor. They literally have senators and stuff like that are going to decline the Build Back Better bill for their state.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. They're actually going against the majority of their own voters too. And for the first time in like 3 generations or something, this has been actually obvious.
Yes.
Before, people would just, politicians would talk over here and everyone would go, oh, whatever, they're all the same, but I'll just vote Republican, right?
Yes.
Now they're seeing they could have this, but their guy is stopping that happening, or in the case of cinema, their gal is stopping it happening. And I think that's a really healthy thing.
Huge thing. I agree with you, because the creative inspiration, the end of it, they don't see them having anything to offer anymore. So I think that whatever they think that they have been doing, they saw Donald Trump be as belligerent and awful and got a devotional of people.
Yeah.
They thought, well, that's the key. That's our base.
Yeah, just be really awful.
We need to be really awful to keep these people. What they didn't realize is these people are not loyalists. They are not loyal people. There's a like you said in that one, they're all walking away. They weren't as loyal as they thought they were going to be. I mean, we have the oath keepers, and we have the 3%ers and all of that. They have to stick with this narrative so that they can become dominant again. But we're talking about the middle ground, conservative middle ground people where they're like, I'm not as loyal as you think I was to the Republican Party, because look at what we have. We have nothing. So the failure is coming. Absolutely.
Yes.
The failure is coming.
And it's been a long time in the making.
Yep, a long time in the making. And sometimes I think, and I watch and I listen to them, like, are you guys doing this on purpose to fail? Are you guys living? Yeah. Is this how self-sabotage, and y'all doing it on purpose? What's going on?
And I think what's different, though, is because the infrastructure bill is a sort of symbolic thing. Before that, it was the Democrats would come up with this proposal, this project, and it wasn't attached to anything. So people would think, oh, it just costs money. They always spend money, No. It's different because they can see it as a thing. It's an actual thing.
They'll start visual, and individual towns and places are going to see the fruits of that labor.
Exactly.
Person going to the grocery store is going to see the importance of what they just did.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of people like, oh yeah, it's just going to go to China. I'm like, really? Then why were there, if they known that it was going to fail, then why are the Republicans losing their minds over it?
Yeah.
I was like, no, they know how important it is and how it's going to really trickle down, and you're going to see the importance of it. But we could just talk forever. Speaking of importance, let's go to Mansion.
Okay, because we've got time for what? One more question? We'll do Mansion.
Yeah, time for one more. We have 2 more questions after this, which is the Mansion and just to do a quick on Beto in Texas, and then Mark Meadows.
Okay, we'll do quick ones.
Do a quick one on Mansion.
Mansion. What are we doing on Mansion?
I know you said something about 76 people, 76% of people wanted paid parent something. Yeah. So we actually have just had that conversation in a way, right? Well, that's where I was going with those polls, that the majority of people in most states, regardless of how they vote, actually want these things. So let's see if people are going to turn on Mansion. Okay, let's see how their Mansion is.
Because Arizona voters turned on cinema. I wish they'd keep going, but are they going to turn on Mansion? In West Virginia, isn't he? Mansion.
Did you hear that Arizona Rittenhouse applied to be a nurse in the university in Arizona? The students rose up and says, we're not going to have him here, so he had to remove himself. Because
I saw that. So he's studying online, and they made the point they didn't want to kill her on the campus.
Correct. They didn't want him on there.
The problem is, again, wearing my civil liberties hat, however awful that is sometimes, if he wasn't convicted, they really haven't got a legal leg to stand on. They do have a moral leg to stand on, and in fact 2, because it was obvious that the trial
he went ahead and withdrew.
So I'm really hoping that they will stand up and there will be.
Yeah, well, he already withdrew.
Oh, has. I heard he just went online, so he's withdrawn. Look, I used to teach baby nurses, right? That was one of my cohorts at university, and I very much doubt he would have passed first year. So,
I mean, what's that moral question? Do you save lives or do you take lives? Which one do you do, Kyle?
Yes.
Which one is on your agenda?
Imagine you come in through emergency and you're just getting put into tubes and things, and then you see Kyle Rittenhouse's face looming over you.
Get him out.
No, must not happen.
Yep. Man, he would not be able to touch none of my knee.
But I would have thought he wouldn't get past the Board of Studies or something. But look, this is the problem with this whole ruling. But anyway, let's do mansion.
Okay, mansion.
Oh my God.
Well,
how weird. That is very weird.
What did you get? Because I got weird ones too. I'll go ahead and go.
Go.
Mine was the Hermit in Solitude and Reflection.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Isn't that the weirdest card?
What else did you get?
I got the Knight of Pentacles, Control, Power, and Discipline. So, and then I have the Knight of Swords, Bravery and Courage. They actually see him as brave. Oh no. But there's also he's presenting suffering for them.
Yeah.
And then time out. Mm-hmm. I don't think he'll get too far. What'd you get? Did you get weird cards like me?
Yeah, I did. Out of 4 cards, 3 are major arcana. So that tells you that he's important, regardless of whether we like him or not. He's important symbolically and will go down in history as, you know, in so many cases, as the man who stopped America moving forward. But yeah, I got the Hermit, and that was twinned with the Ace of Swords. In his mind, you know, he's defending America.
Yeah.
However, outcome.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start seeing a few towers around. Finally, we have been so patient. We're 5 years into this nightmare.
Yes.
And legal stuff is slow. I'd just like to remind everybody, because I was reminded the other day, it took 2 years for the Watergate indictments to actually come on stream.
I know. I keep on reminding people too. It's not like social media where you get instant gratification.
Yeah.
There's a process. And it's a slow one sometimes. Sometimes it moves at glacier pace.
Oh, totally.
Be patient.
Okay, right. Who's our next subject?
So we have 2 more. So we have Beto. Let's see, just throw a few cards and see how he's doing.
Yeah, they're all Beto.
Beto. And then we'll do Mark Meadows, and then we'll close her down. We'll close shop down.
Beto. Oh, bless his cotton socks.
Yeah, I just see him as a good soul. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Really, really, really loves Texas, and he really is broken.
Oh, that's interesting. This kind of.
Well, I have some really good cards for him, except for one.
Yeah. I'm surprised how good they are, really. So everyone's got to remember too, that's why we have to keep rereading on things. Mm-hmm. The energy changes around things. So the energy for now for him is so good. Will I go ahead?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. The Judgment card, he has been called, he feels, and I would support this, he feels he has been called to do this work.
Yes.
It's almost religious in the sense, because he represents from the heart the best of what Texas could be, right? He brings that fresh new energy. He's not a baby, he's been around the block, but he needs to reinvent himself yet again for this campaign trail, because he has to defend himself. One of the things I think he'll be defending himself on And I was listening to Beau of the Fifth Column, who is from Texas, although I think he lives in the Panhandle now. He was saying, and he's full of praise for Beto, but he was saying, when that Pasadena shooting happened, and he said, we're going for your AK-47s, or no, sorry, AK-15s.
Yeah.
It'll be really hard for him to get over that because it's sort of a soundbite that's out there.
Right.
So he's going to have very specific fights for people, right? But then he gets justice and the Ace of Swords. So this could be that he comes very close and there's a legal battle, or a legal battle to go to the next step, or something that is in his favor. In relation to this card, what he has to defend himself for, because he's not the traditional Stetson wearing, chest beating, knuckle dragging, NRA guy. He has to engage women, but also you can get around something like the Pasadena follow-up shooting. We're going to take your AK-15s by saying, I will ask the people of Texas. If I get in, I will ask if they want these assault rifles. Now, whether the answer is yes or no, and it'll be no, doesn't matter. He's come back to the table. He's revisited it. Yeah. So, Beto, if you're listening, Auntie Lena says there's a way around this that's worth trying.
Yep.
And that's what he needs by freshening up.
Yeah.
He can't just go again doing what he was doing, which was all fabulous, but it reached as far as it could reach. He now has to get that extra percentage. Yeah.
I agree. Definitely agree. Well, I do get control and power. So that is really important, that they are looking for him to lead, and wishes fulfilled, and they're very satisfied right now with him. I also have success and happiness. So these three cards were leading up to the other one. I mean, they're really, really good, but he is under tension. Five of Swords, he is under tension. Now, the Five of Swords could be loss and defeat and all of that stuff, but I really think it's just tension. Like the other side, the Republicans have to show up in Texas. Like they want him to lose. They have that tension. They have that against him. They don't want him to win. But then I get Wheel of Fortune. So these people are there. It exists. And he has to get through them. But he has 4. It's almost like the odds are in his favor. He has 4 to 1 of the people support.
And you got the Wheel of Fortune, and I got this being called thing, that there's a bigger thing at play with Beto. He's bigger than the sum of his parts.
Yes. So I think he's doing really well right now. And I don't know when the governor's election is. Somebody will know, but we'll get closer. I'll look it up and see. We'll get closer to his.
Yeah, we'll look again.
Because
they will gerrymander their little buttocks off, trying to sabotage him in every way.
They will. That's where the tension comes in, where they're like, yeah. All right. So last one is Mark Meadows. Will he really, really sit in front of the January 6th commission, or is this just a ploy? Because it says, because the news lanes, it's like, they met, they did a deal. He's going to go, and this, that, and the other. He's betraying Trump. Of course, they're going to, say that to the Republicans and get that headline out there. But is he really going to really do something?
Okay. Yeah, they're talking about it as initial cooperation.
Yeah,
which sounds to me like a stalling tactic, but it's different from Bannon. They're all going to try something.
Yeah. So let's see if he actually gets there and he actually does something.
Yeah.
Right for once.
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, he's got the Justice card.
Well, I'll go ahead and go this time. We'll end with you. I got the Wheel of Fortune and the Strength. That really confuses me until I got the next two. So Wheel of Fortune and Strength, the Wheel of Fortune is that maybe the January 6th. Okay, good. We've got something going on and the courage to do what he needs to do, but he comes with nothing and it ends You know, he comes with nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we have the January 6th. So he comes with nothing with them. And then he's the Fool. Like they take further action with him. What did you get?
Wow. Well, this is his engagement with the justice system. The fact he hasn't gone down the Bannon route, he's pretending to comply, right? So, you know, Biden, this is my Joe Biden card, King of Cups. Is it Biden or is it some male in the judiciary, similar to, you know, so I'm not going to say either at the moment, but just sufficient to say Biden is watching this very closely. Of all of the hundreds of people, and I'm sure he's across most of it, for some reason, I pick up a personal vibe between Biden and Mark Meadows. Okay. His behaviour as a mercenary, which for the modern GOP, this was siding with the whole January 6th stuff. This was out and out selling out of the country going on. But then I get loss and the devil. And I just heard Trump, and what I think is going to happen short term, like this week, just the fact he's doing something to cooperate, I think it's going to send Trump, the Yeti, into a pathological frenzy. What do you mean? What do you mean? He wants everyone to just not speak or cooperate. And I think it's going to unleash the Yeti. And Mark Meadows, I think, is going to be reeling in the next few days. He thinks he's onto a clever legal stalling tactic. You know. Meanwhile, he's going to have the mad Yeti on the phone.
Oh, yeah. It's all about presentation. You see, it looks like
this looks weak to Trump.
Yes.
Right. Cooperation is weakness. And Mark Meadows is going to be doing what's left of him as a normal person is going to think, but I've given everything to this guy. I'm not going to talk about this, and that. I think as far as Trump's concerned, he's dead to him.
Yep.
And that's going to be a bit of a shock for mighty Mark, you know. Oh, I didn't expect that.
Their own.
And spit out the bones.
Exactly. I love it when they eat their own. All right, everybody. I think this has been great and wonderful. Thank you, Lena. It's always a pleasure to collaborate with you. I thoroughly enjoy your personality and how you present things, and you're a fantastic reader. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you. And Sheila, I love and adore you. And what you do on your channel is fantastic. You're always working so hard at making things innovative for your viewers. So thank you for that. I'm a big fan.
Oh, what a compliment. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thanks.
See you guys.
See you later.
Cheers.